Started with some prayer. Om Ajnana-timirandhasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya
श्रीमती भक्ति
Vedanta
वेदांता
Swami
स्वामी इति नामिने
Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarane Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Shri Guru Dinataranam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Ishwaram Guruve Gaura Chandraya Radhikaya Tadalaya Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tat Bhaktaya Namo Namah. Hare Krishna. So let me just remind you what we were doing so far. I'm just going to open the Bhagavad Gita again. So we're on chapter 2. If you remember, Krishna was initially giving all the reasons to Arjun why he should fight. So he talked about Sakam Karma. He gave all the various benefits that Arjun will get by fighting. His name will not get spoiled. People will not call him a coward. He will not go down in the history as somebody who ran away from the battlefield, and people will not make fun of him. Otherwise, people will talk behind his back and call him wrong names, bad names, and all these benefits he gave to Arjun. Okay, so that is called Sakam Karma Yoga. Basically, we talked about how that is a lower principle. Okay. Thinking about benefits of what something will do for me, personal benefits, कि this ये चीज आपको फायदा करेगी इसलिए आप ऐसे काम करो. Thinking about personal benefits for something while doing something is sakam karma. Okay, but we know that Arjun is a devotee; he's not on that level. So this lower principle is not something that is befitting him. So Krishna mentioned some of those things in the verses, and then he moved on to the next principle, which is the higher principle. And that is the principle of Nishkam Karma. Okay, selfless work. That's what we are talking about now. And second chapter is mostly dedicated to that. So Nishkam Karma started from where Krishna talks about becoming fixed or becoming determined in this path of selfless work, because this path is very beneficial. तब वो वर्ष 2.40 आई थी जिसमें कृष्णा ने बेनिफिट्स बताए थे कि आपको बुद्धि योगा से काम करना चाहिए. आपके लिए इंटेलिजेंट काम वो है जिसमें आप मेरे लिए काम करो. Okay, because when you work like that, then there is no danger, there is no loss. In fact, it saves you from most dangers. Okay, because people can say, why should I work selflessly? Why should I work for you? So Krishna is giving the benefits. So initially, before describing Nishkam Karma, Krishna gives benefits. Okay, then he will describe Nishkam Karma, then he will give more benefits of Nishkam Karma. Okay, so I hope that's clear. पहले Krishna थोड़ा benefit देंगे. जैसे हम कोई बात करते हैं ना किसी से, first of all, we say, these are the next thing that I'm going to tell you, these are the benefits of doing it in this way. Then we tell them what to do, and then we say more benefits of doing things that way. तो कृष्णा ऐसे सैंडविच करके बता रहे हैं. पहले कृष्णा बेनिफिट्स बताएंगे, फिर कृष्णा निष्काम कर्मा बताएंगे, और फिर कृष्णा मोर बेनिफिट्स बताएंगे ऑफ निष्काम कर्मा. तो अभी तक कृष्णा ने बेनिफिट्स में ये बताया है कि there is no danger on this path. Even if you do a little bit of work like this, then it will save you from greatest types of fears. This type of work is accredited to your eternal account, your eternal spiritual credits, and is never lost. Okay? Whereas whatever material work you do for materialistic people of this world only lasts this lifetime and may not even be appreciated during this lifetime unless you complete it. So, but whatever work you do for me, even if it is not completed, even if it is done imperfectly, inaccurately, you still get credits, and not only credits for this life, you actually get eternal credits for all your future existence. So in this way, Krishna gave some benefits. So that was verse 40. But then he said, this path of working for me, working in yoga, working in sacrifice is not easy, because people tend to get distracted. There are so many distractions in this world. Krishna says the most common distractions in this world is bhoga and aishwarya. They work because they want to enjoy in this world. They want bhogas or sense gratification, and Aishwarya, meaning wealth, opulences, enjoyments of this world. So because they're working for Bhoga and Aishwarya, they're not able to work for me. So this is the first obstacle for people in Karma Yoga, in working in the mode of Nishkam Karma, okay? That they are distracted by Bhoga and Aishwarya. Then he said, even if somebody is able to overcome that obstacle of Bhoga and Aishwarya and becomes Vivasyatmika Buddhi, becomes fixed in their intelligence, becomes business minded, very one pointed focus that I will only work for Krishna, I will only work in yoga. Even then, they get distracted by, who can tell me? What will they get distracted by? Even spiritualists or transcendentalists that are trying to work in yoga will get distracted by the next thing, not Bhoga and Aishwarya. What will they get distracted by?
Will it be me doing or the pride?
Mataji, Bhagavad Gita के में किस sequence में हम चल रहे हैं? I'm talking about the sequence of the verses.
Okay.
So second chapter की बात करें हमने भी बात की कि because this is a conversation, right? This is a dialogue. Arjuna and Krishna are having a dialogue. Dialogue is flowing in a very smooth way, in a very perfect sequence. So I'm trying to understand, I want you to know this sequence. So I'm trying to understand, what do you remember? What was the next obstacle Krishna mentioned? A very big obstacle in somebody's progress in yoga or growth. Who can mention? Nagarjun Prabhu, you remember? The topic that Krishna covered for a few verses.
Interesting study. I
think you're trying to answer, but I can't hear you. Okay, so I'll mention it again.
Intelligence, Mataji? Is it there? Intelligence, something?
So they will get distracted by the flowery language of the Vedas. Okay, so Krishna, remember, talked about this? Okay, let's look at it again. So first of all, he was talking about Bhoga and Aishwarya, sense enjoyment and material opulence. Then he said, in Vedas, there are so many things mentioned. There are paths mentioned for different type of people, okay? But don't get distracted by, let's do actually these three verses again. Krishna reminds Arjuna that people that are following the Vedas, they get distracted by the Karma Kanda portion of the Vedas. Karma Kanda portion of the Vedas deals with the fruitive benefits, okay? With the rites, rituals, ceremonies, sacrifices, those kind of things that you should, or demigod worship, Devi Devta worship. All those things are done for some benefits, okay? Like I want to go to heavenly planets, I want a better birth, I want a better body, or in this life I want, let's say, promotion, I want a green card, or I want a better job, or I want more wealth, or I want a child. So then people do all kinds of sacrifices, ceremonies, rites, rituals, demigod worship to get those benefits. That portion of the Vedas is called the Karma Kanda portion of the Vedas. So Krishna is refuting or rejecting that portion of the Vedas because he's saying that is not working for me. If you're, some people will get distracted by that aspect of the Vedic knowledge, and Vedas deal with all this a lot. Vedas have a lot to say about fruitive benefits. Okay, so if you see the translation, Vedas deal with the subject of the three modes of material nature. O Arjuna, become transcendental to these three modes. Be free from all dualities, from all anxieties for gain and safety, and be established in the self. So Krishna is saying that Vedas deal mainly with the three modes, with the three gunas. Okay. And so according to those three gunas, various rituals, ceremonies, sacrifices are given to people. जैसे कि कोई सतोगुना में है तो वो ये वाला पुराण पढ़े, या वो इस देवी देवता की पूजा करे, या वो ये वाला यज्ञ करे, सैक्रिफाइस करे, होमम करे, ये सब करे to get their मनोवांछा, to get their desired benefits in this life or next life, desired results. कोई तमोगुण में है तो वो ये कर सकता है, कोई रजोगुण में है तो वो ये कर सकता है. So Vedas want everybody to get purified, so they give paths for many different types of people. Then Krishna says, but Arjuna, don't get distracted by that. Become transcendental to these three modes. You are a devotee. Your goal is me. Your goal is to go beyond these three gunas. Okay. So be situated, be established in the self. If you want to become established in the self, you have to go beyond the karma kanda portion of the Vedas. And then Prabhupada discussed in detail about how Vedas have a lot to say about. So let's read a little bit. All purposes served by a small well can at once be served by a great reservoir of water. Similarly, all the purposes of the Vedas can be served to one who knows the purpose behind them. So Krishna is saying Vedas are like a small well. All purposes served by a small well can be served by a great reservoir of water. कि अगर कोई ओशन के पास जाता है, कोई बड़े वाटर बॉडी के पास जाता है, तो उसको छोटे से कुएं से पानी लेने की जरूरत नहीं है. तो अगर आप, if you are a devotee, if you're already attached to me, if you're already beyond these three modes, then you don't need to get attached to the lower principles of Vedas. You don't need to get attached to the flowery language, the fruitive benefits given in the Vedas, like the Karma Kand portion. Okay. Let's read this purport because I feel we don't remember this. So can somebody read the first paragraph?
I can read, Mataji.
Yes.
The rituals and sacrifices mentioned in the Karmakand division of the Vedic literature are meant to encourage gradual development of self-realization. And the purpose of self-realization is clearly stated in the 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 15.15. The purpose of studying the Vedas is to know Lord Krishna, the primeval cause of everything. So self-realization means understanding Krishna and one's eternal relationship with him. The relationship of the living entities with Krishna is also mentioned in the 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 15.7. The living entities are parts and parcels of Krishna. Therefore, revival of Krishna consciousness by individual living entity is the highest perfectional stage of Vedic knowledge. This is confirmed.
So here Krishna is saying that a lot of rituals and Prabhupada is saying a lot of rituals and sacrifices are mentioned in the Karma Kand portion of Vedic literature. They are meant for other people that are on the lower path. जैसे कि कोई सीढ़ी में नीचे है, तो वो नीचे से ऊपर आएगा धीरे धीरे. So for gradual development of self-realization, for gradual advancement of their consciousness, they follow those paths. Okay, जैसे कि think about it. ये जो analogy दी है कृष्णा ने, it's a very beautiful analogy of small well and big water body. जैसे मान लो कि I have let's say two brothers. ठीक है, एक भाई के पास सिर्फ मान लो 1000 रुपए हैं और एक बहुत बड़ा बहुत वेल्दी आदमी है और उसके पास मिलियंस ऑफ डॉलर्स हैं. ठीक है, तो अगर मुझे ये समझ आ गया कि इस भाई के पास मिलियंस ऑफ डॉलर्स हैं, ही केयर्स फॉर मी, तो जब मुझे पैसे चाहिए होंगे $100 या $1000 या जो भी चाहिए होगा, तो मैं उस बड़े भाई के पास जाऊंगी, ना कि उसके पास जिसके पास कम पैसे हैं. ठीक है, क्योंकि उसके पास कम है. तो जिसके साथ, और उसके साथ बड़ा भाई जो है जिसके पास ज्यादा पैसे हैं, he can fulfill all my needs. He can give me $10,000 if I want. He can give me 50,000 I want. He can give me 100,000 I want. Whereas the other one will not be able to fulfill the purpose, right? So कर्म, लेकिन जिसको $100 ही चाहिए वो जा सकता है दूसरे व्यक्ति के पास. So what I'm trying to say is, when we know that we have an eternal relationship with Krishna, who is the cause of all causes, with whom we have eternal relationship, who is the supreme personality of Godhead, who can fulfill all our desires, give us all the results, whatever we want, then why would we go to demigods? Why would we do the small rituals and things to get, small results in this world, temporary results in this world? So then we should just focus on one person, that is Krishna. We don't need to do all these other things. All these other things are meant for people that have not yet realized their relationship with Krishna. If you are a devotee, you already know your relationship with Krishna. He is the Supreme Father. You know that he can, he is your ultimate goal of life. He is the ultimate goal of Vedas. The purpose of studying Vedas is to know the Lord. You already know that. Okay. by having coming in contact with Bhagavad Gita, with the devotees, you already know that Krishna is my supreme father, my supreme teacher, my best well-wisher, my master, my lord, and all the Vedas will ultimately lead to Bhagwan only, to Lord only. तो फिर मैं पीछे क्यों जाऊं? मुझे आगे जाना चाहिए ना. So people that have not understood their relationship with the Lord can explore these initial karm kandic teachings of Vedas, but it is not meant for people that have already understood their relationship with the Lord and are trying to cultivate it. So, but these teachings, lower teachings, can be very tempting to the new people. Okay. Because they tell you अगर आप ये करोगे, इतने दिन का व्रत रखोगे या ये करोगे वो करोगे तो आपको ये benefits मिलेंगे. So people are people become very allured, very tempted, very distracted by those things. तो इसीलिए आप दुनिया में देखोगे कि लोग बहुत ज्यादा यज्ञ, sacrifices, charity, austerities, penances, दान, देवी देवता की पूजा, बहुत चीजें करते हैं. But those benefits that you get are temporary benefits because they're not done directly for the supreme person. अभी next paragraph पढ़ते हैं. I think this will make everything very clear. Who wants to read the next paragraph?
I can read, Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Start from here. So one must be intelligent enough to understand the purpose of the Vedas without being attached to the rituals only, and must not desire to be elevated to the heavenly kingdoms for a better quality of sense gratification. It is not possible for common man in this age to follow all the rules and regulations of the Vedic rituals, nor is it possible to study all the Vedanta and the Upanishad thoroughly. It requires much time, energy, knowledge, and resources to execute the purposes of the Vedas. This is hardly possible in this age. The best purpose of this Vedic culture is served, however, by chanting the holy name of Lord as recommended by Lord Chaitanya, the deliverer of all fallen souls. When Lord Chaitanya was asked by the great Vedic scholar Prakashananda Saraswati why the Lord, was chanting the holy name of Lord like the sentimentalist, uh, instead of the studying Vedanta philosophy, the Lord replied that his spiritual master has found him to be the great fool and thus asked him to chant the holy name of Lord Krishna. He did so and become ecstatic like a madman. In this age of Kali, most of the population is foolish and not adequately educated to understand Vedanta philosophy. The best purpose of Vedanta philosophy is served by inoffensively chanting the holy name of Lord. Vedanta is the last word of Vedic wisdom, and the author and knower of the Vedanta philosophy is Lord Krishna. And the highest Vedantist in this is the greatest soul who take pleasure in chanting the holy name of Lord. That is the ultimate purpose of all Vedic mysticism.
So Prabhupada is saying that ultimately the Vedas will bring you to the point where you start chanting the holy names of the Lord. So if you already know that that's the summum bonum, the conclusion of Vedanta, of the Vedas, then just do that. Don't get distracted by the flowery language of the Vedas. I think Krishna will talk more about. He'll probably talk more about that. But this is the next distraction. So first distraction was to just enjoy this material world, to get opulences in this material world. Second is the flowery language of the Vedas, where one starts getting distracted by the karma kanda portion of the Vedas. This brings us to the actual nishkam karma, which is 2.47 that we just memorized. Let's recite it one more time. Everyone can recite together. Karmannevadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phalati ma te sangoga karmani. So here, let's read the translation, then we'll discuss. Who can read the translation in the first paragraph?
I can read, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
You have a right to perform your prescribed duty, but you are not entitled to the fruits of action. Never consider yourself the cause of the results of your activities, and never be attached to not doing your duty. Purport. There are three considerations here: prescribed duties, capricious work, and inaction. Prescribed duties are activities enjoined in terms of one's acquired mode of material nature. Capricious work means actions without the sanction of authority, and inactions mean not performing one's prescribed duty. The Lord advised that Arjuna not be inactive, but that he perform his prescribed duty without being attached to the result. One who is attached to the result of his work is also the cause of the action. Thus, he is the enjoyer or the sufferer of the results of such actions. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So as I discussed before, there are 4 things mentioned here. Number 1, Krishna is saying karmanyevadhikaraste. You have a right or you're entitled to perform your duty, your action. Okay, that's the only thing you're entitled to perform your action. But ma phaleshu kadachan, but you're not entitled to phal. You're not entitled to the results or the fruits or the benefits that you get by that doing that action. You're not entitled to enjoy those results. Ma karma phal heturbhu. Never think yourself to be the cause of the results of your activities. Don't think that whatever results you are getting, good or bad, they were caused by you. Okay, if something good happened, then you become very overjoyed and jumping through the roof because I made this happened because of me. You get puffed up, that means you think you are the cause of the results. Or if something bad happens, you think it's because of me, and you become depressed and completely morose and stop doing things because you think that something bad was done by you. The result of your activities was given by you. So you are not the cause of the results of your activities. So we are never the cause of the result. This point has to be understood. So it's like, think about it like this. If I ask somebody for money, okay, whether that person gives me that money or not is up to him. Okay. Similarly, when we do an action, whether we get the desired result, good or bad, is up to Krishna. He gives the results. Okay. So I cannot take credit for getting a particular result because the result was freely given by Krishna of his own free will. Okay. Of course, there are many aspects to it. Krishna may consider our previous efforts. Krishna may give us the reactions of our previous actions. The karma of other people may be involved in when we get a result. But regardless, it is given, the result is given by Krishna. So my only job is to do that action properly. I cannot decide what result Krishna will give to me. Okay? I can only ask Krishna. For example, Krishna give me 100 rupees. But Krishna only decides to give me 25 rupees. Because that's his decision, his free will. He is the Lord, he is the master, he's the father. He decides I will give only 25, or he may decide to give me 1,000 rupees even though I asked 100. Whatever I got because of his decision, his free will. He is in it, not me. So I am not the cause of the results of my activities. My only activity was to ask him. Similarly, my only activity is to do the action properly, do my duty with full responsibility, with full focus, attention, diligence. Okay, that is all in my hand, and that I should do 100% properly. But what result I get is up to Krishna. Okay, you may still get a bad result or undesirable result despite putting in your best effort. So you cannot become morose because that result was never in your hands, ever. You were never the cause of that result. And never be attached to not doing your duty. Okay, so based on this, you should not think, okay, I'm not going to enjoy the results, I'm not going to be the cause of those results, so what's the point? I would rather not do anything. So Krishna is warning us, cautioning us as a father. Don't think that you should stop doing action, don't think you should stop doing your duties. That's not the right thing to do. Mate sangost akarmani. यहाँ पे अकर्म वर्ड जो यूज किया गया वो inaction के लिए यूज किया गया है, where somebody does not do work. So don't become attached to not doing work. Okay, so in the line of duty, many difficulties will come, many good things, bad things will come. You just have to become indifferent, you have to become aloof, you have to take it in your stride and keep on doing your prescribed duty with full diligence, with full responsibility, with full determination. Don't worry about the results. Don't think you are the cause of the results. Don't think you are entitled to enjoy those results. And whatever happens, don't become attached to not doing your duty. So the 4 things are being said in this verse. Okay. In purport, this is important. Prabhupada is saying there are 3 types of works. Please know this. This is a very important principle. हम जब कुछ काम करते हैं तो 3 तरह के काम होते हैं. One is prescribed duty, which means karma. Okay. Prescribed duty means a karma, like an action, a duty which is sanctioned by scriptures, by the saintly people, which are good for society, for us, for other people. Okay, that is called a prescribed duty. Okay. For example, let's say Namita Mataji is a teacher. That's her prescribed duty. Or somebody is a householder. That is also a prescribed duty. Somebody is a lawyer. That is their prescribed duty. Somebody is a cop. So that particular work is approved by saintly people. It is needed in the society. It is sanctioned by scriptures, sanctioned by God, and somebody has to take up that work. And according to your skills, your upbringing, your talents, your training, you have been chosen for this particular work. Like Namita Mataji has been chosen for teaching work because she has been brought up into this. She has trained for this. She has skill set for this. She is good at it. That's her prescribed duty. So prescribed duty is not whimsical duty. Prescribed duty is something that is approved by Guru Sadhu Shastra. Capricious work is something that is without the sanction of authority. Okay. Capricious work means without the sanction of authority, which means it is whimsical work. Jaise ki, for example, I'm watching Netflix for 3 hours straight. Okay, binge watching Netflix. I am playing some sports or watching some sports for like 5 hours straight. For like some restoration or rejuvenation is recommended. Some entertainment is okay. That is recommended by Guru Sadhu Shastra. But I'm saying extra, like for no reason, just wasting your time. Or let's say I am engaged in some kind of whimsical, like something that does not benefit anyone. Okay, that does not benefit society, that does not benefit you, that is not needed for anything. It is completely a wasteful work. That is a capricious work. Okay, like a useless, wasteful work is capricious work. Then there is inaction. Now, inaction is a sinful work. Sinful work matlab, actually, I'm sorry, capricious work also includes sinful work. Capricious work can also include जैसे कि किसी को नुकसान पहुंचाना, चोरी करना, डाका डालना, मारना, terrorism, harming yourself or harming society or harming people, harming the anything that is against the injunctions of scriptures, anything that is against the sanction of God, against the sanction of Guru Sadhu Shastra, that will not be approved by saintly people. Wasteful work, useless work, harmful work, sinful work, that is all capricious. Okay. Third is inaction. Inaction is not doing work, neglect of your duty. Okay. So neglecting or not doing your duty, being irresponsible, not taking charge of something that you could have done, and now by your neglect of your duty, harm is coming to people, harm is coming to society, harm is coming to your loved ones because you neglected to do something. Inaction is also sinful. So both capricious work and inaction are not recommended. Okay, capricious matlab wasteful, useless, sinful, harmful work. Inaction matlab not doing something that was supposed to be done by you. You neglected something. Okay, you ignored your duty, your responsibility, just like Arjun is trying to do here. So that is inaction. ये 3 हैं. अब एक चौथा भी है, that is called, so this is karma. Okay, हिंदी में बोलते हैं prescribed duty is called karma. Capricious work and inaction fall in the category of vikarma. Okay, vikarma matlab sinful work. Both are sinful, capricious भी और inaction भी. Both are vikarma. और तीसरा होता है, who knows what is the third one? Karma, vikarma and
Nishkarma.
Karma.
हाँ, निष्काम कर्मा और अकर्मा. Akarma, right? Akarma meaning working for God. So not only just doing karma, not only just doing prescribed duty, like let's say you are teaching or you are a lawyer or you're a cop, but doing it with God consciousness, doing it in a way of sacrifice, in a way of connecting with the divine consciousness is called a karma, for the pleasure of the Supreme Lord, dedicating the results of the work to the Supreme Lord. That is called a karma. So there is karma, prescribed duty, vikarma, which is both capricious work and inaction, कुछ गलत करना या कुछ अच्छा करने को neglect करना. Neglect of doing something good or doing something bad, both are sinful. And third is a karma which is working for Krishna. So this is the just wanted to give you a breakdown. Let's finish reading this. फिर उसके बाद we can take questions. Can somebody read the next two paragraphs?
Read Mataji.
Yes, ma'am.
As far as prescribed duties are concerned, they can be fitted into three subdivisions, namely routine work.
Yes. Yes. Sorry. Please go ahead.
Emergency work and desired activities. Routine work performed as an obligation in terms of scriptural injunctions without desire for result is action in the mode of goodness. Work with results become the cause of bondage. Therefore, such work is not auspicious. Everyone has his proprietary right in regards to prescribed duties, but should be act without attachment to the results. Such disinterested obligatory duties doubtlessly lead to the path of liberation. Arjun was therefore advised by the Lord to fight as a matter of duty without attachment to the result. His non-participation in the battle is another side of attachment. Such attachment never leads one to the path of the salvation. Any attachment, positive or negative, is cause for bondage. Inaction is sinful, therefore fighting as a matter of duty was the only auspicious path of salvation for Arjun. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So I think we have discussed this. Prabhupada is further describing prescribed duties. So prescribed duties, he's saying even routine work, जैसे कि even just taking care of your body, brushing your teeth, routine work, going to cleaning your house, whatever, and then emergency work, whatever emergency work you have to do, and desired activities. All these things that we do in the line of living our life, taking care of our loved ones, taking care of our society, taking care of our profession, of our own body. All these things are prescribed duties. They're very much recommended by the authorities, meaning Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. So they are befitting work. They should be done. And then Prabhupada has further broken it down a little bit into mode of goodness. He's saying if you work without the desire for results, that is actually sattvic. And remember that transcending the sattva means to work for Krishna, work for the love or pleasure of Krishna, makes that sato guna into bhakti or into prem. Okay, so not only we don't work for the result, we work for the pleasure of Krishna. So it's not just hum selfless work kar rahe hain, but we are actually working to please Krishna, to satisfy Krishna, for the love of Lord. So that makes it bhakti, that makes it bhakti yoga, which is beyond nishkam karma yoga. But Prabhupada is saying at least don't desire the results, because when you desire the results, then you become, ये line बहुत ही strong है, बहुत powerful है. Please everybody listen to this line very carefully. Working with results becomes the cause of bondage. Therefore, such work is not auspicious. Sorry, वो line कहाँ गई? जिसमें Prabhupada said that you become the cause of the result. Anyways, I can't find that one. Sorry, वो पिछले paragraph में थी. One who is attached to the results of his work is also the cause of action. Think about this line. Please read this line a few times. One who is attached to the results of his work is also the cause of the action. ये बहुत ही deep line है. हमने तो कहा कि हम cause नहीं है अपने action का, लेकिन अगर आप सोचते हो कि मैं इस results के लिए attached हूँ, I want to enjoy these results, then you are the cause of the action. Okay, then you are the cause of the action. And if you are the cause of the action, that means you will have to suffer. You will have to enjoy or suffer that action, right? Like some people say that, okay, I did not cause this action. This was caused by Krishna, so why should I get the result? But you wanted to enjoy the result. You were attached to the result. That's why you have now become the cause of the action also. And if you are the cause, then you will have to suffer. You will have to become bonded. So don't become attached to the results of the work, because that is inauspicious. Getting attached to the results causes bondage in this material world. As long as you're attached to the results of your work, you will keep getting a body, life after life. You will keep coming back, circling in the cycle of birth and death. So stay a little bit disinterested, little bit aloof, and work is as an obligation. Work as an obligation, that this is something that has been assigned to me that has been given to me as a responsibility, you still should have passion for work. You should not lose your passion or determination, but you should have passion to satisfy Krishna. Not that I'm passionate for a work only if it satisfies my needs, my desires, my enjoyment, my opulence. No, be disinterested in your own personal gratification, and work in a very aloof way. Work as an obligation, and in that way offer all the results for Krishna's pleasure, and then you are on the path of liberation. Let's take a pause here because this is very heavy. So I just want, these are lofty principles, and chapter 2 Krishna will cover maximum of these principles. So I want to hear from people. Any questions, any point that they liked? Then we can continue.
I think I want to say one thing. I think I really like this verse, the way you differentiated between these three different kinds of work. The the karma, vishkarma, and
Vikarma.
yeah, akarma. Those, I think that really makes sense. Now it's getting more clear. So thank you for doing that. That really helps.
Prabhupada did that, Mataji. In the paragraph, he said karma, vikarma, and akarma. Okay? So vikarma includes both capricious actions and inaction. To do sinful activities in this world or neglecting to do the right thing. Both are sinful. Okay, anybody else? Any take-home points, or if not, we can continue. The other next 2-3 verses are on the same, in the same vein, so we can continue. Let's read next one, 2.48. Yogastha kuru karmani
Yogastha
Kuru karmani
sangam tyaktva dhananjaya. Sangam
sangam
tyaktva
tyaktva
dhananjaya.
dhananjaya
Siddhi asiddhayo samo bhutva. Siddhi
siddhi
asiddhayo
asiddhayo
samo
samo
bhutva.
bhutva
Samatvam yoga uchyate. Samatvam
samatvam
yoga
yoga
uchyate.
yujyate.
Okay, please read you can read the whole thing.
I can read, Mata. Krishna tells Arjuna, you want me to read the
Nahi, translation.
Okay. Perform your duty equipoise, O Arjuna, abandoning all attachments to success or failure. Such equanimity is called yoga. Purport. Krishna tells Arjuna that he should act in yoga. And what is that yoga? Yoga means to concentrate the mind upon the Supreme by controlling the every disturbing senses. And
Ever
who is the
disturbing senses.
ever disturbing senses? And who is the Supreme? The Supreme is the Lord. Because he himself is telling Arjuna to fight, Arjuna has nothing to do with the result of the fight. Gain or victory are Krishna's concern. Arjuna is simply advised to act according to the dictation of Krishna. The following of Krishna's dictation is real yoga. And this is practiced in the process of Krishna consciousness. By Krishna consciousness, only can one give up this sense of proprietorship. One has to become the servant of Krishna or the servant of Krishna. That is the right way to discharge duty in Krishna consciousness, which alone can help one to act in yoga. Arjuna is a Kshatriya, and as such he is participating in the Varnashrama Dharma institution. It is said in the Vishnu Purana that in the Varnashrama Dharma, the whole aim is to satisfy Vishnu. No one should satisfy himself, as is the rule in the material world, but one should satisfy Krishna. So unless one satisfies Krishna, one cannot correctly observe the principles of Varnashrama Dharma. Indirectly, Arjuna was advised to act as Krishna told him.
Very bold. So I think this really solidifies the last verse's understanding. So Krishna is saying, perform your duty equipoise. Yogastha. Yogastha means being connected to me. Sit equipoise, sit connected to divine consciousness. Kuru karmani. Do your karma in that consciousness. Sangam tyaktva dhananjaya. Abandon all your attachment to Sangha means attachment, to Siddhi asiddhi, to failure or loss or good or bad or deserving or undeserving. Give up your attachment to all those things. Samo bhutva samatvam yoga uchyate. This type of being equipoised, being equanimous is called yoga. So stay in that attachment to me, not attached to the success or failure or good or bad. So I'll just point out 2 or 3 phrases that Prabhupada has used here. One, he's saying gain or victory are Krishna's concern. So I gave you that example, right? If he asked somebody for money, I asked somebody for $100, but he only gave me 25, or he may decide to give me 1,000 out of his mercy, out of his magnanimity. That is up to Krishna. That is up to that person. It has nothing to do with me. I cannot claim because it was, first of all, not mine. It was his to give. Similarly, gain or victory are Krishna's to give. They're Krishna's concern. He will give however much he thinks we deserve at that point of time, we need at that point of time. He will give. So we can only do the proper action. Then he will give us whatever he wants. He may not give anything. I may ask him for $100. He may give me nothing, zero. Or he may give me 10, or may give me 15, 25. That is his concern. My job finishes at asking him. Then it's up to him however much he decides to give. So first of all, it's his to give. So we should not think we are the cause of the result. He is the cause of the result. Secondly, whatever he gives, we should be satisfied by that. Then Prabhupada has said something here. One has to become the servant of Krishna and act in that consciousness. So don't think you are the proprietor of the results. Act as the servant of Krishna. Do everything for his pleasure, his service, and that is called yoga. Okay. No one should satisfy himself. So that's why we were saying no one should work for personal gratification or personal agenda, personal aggrandizement. They should try to satisfy Krishna. The rule of material world is that everyone tries to satisfy themselves, but don't work like that. Work to satisfy Krishna. Okay, let's read next one. Durena hi avaram karma. Durena hi avaram karma. Buddhi yoga dhananjaya. Buddhi
yoga dhananjaya.
Buddhau sharanam anvicha. Buddhau
sharanam anvicha.
Kripana falahetava. Kripana falahetava. Can someone read the translation? Prabhuji, you want to? Yes, Mataji.
O Dhananjaya, keep all abominable activities for distance by devotional service, and in that consciousness surrender unto the Lord. Those who want to enjoy the fruits of their work are misers.
Let me just draw your attention to the Sanskrit. Durena hi avaram karma. Avaram means abominable. Abominable means something very bad or disgusting. Bad or disgusting here does not mean sinful necessarily. Bad or disgusting means anything that will bind you, that will cause bondage or entanglement, that will keep you in this cycle of birth and death, that will prevent you from getting liberation. That is being referred to as avaram karma. So duren hi avaram karma. So दूर रखो ऐसी चीजों को. Keep these type of bondage activities, bondage related actions far away from you. Buddhi yoga dhananjaya. We have already discussed what is buddhi yoga. Buddhi yoga means Krishna consciousness, basically, where your intelligence is fixed in Krishna. That is called buddhi yoga. So work with buddhi yoga dhananjaya. Buddhau sharanam anvicha. Keep your intelligence fixed in this consciousness. Oh, Arjun, keep your intelligence very at the fully surrendered to this type of consciousness. Kripana phala hetava. People that work for phal hetu, for the results of phal, they are kripana. They are miserly people. If you remember, we have discussed miserly word before. Karpanya dosho. Karpan words comes from kripan. There are two types of people in this world. One are Kripan, other are Brahmans. Kripan are the people who do not know their real self-interest. Okay, they are the humans who have been given human body, but they waste human body in working for fruitive benefits. They keep creating more and more bondage for themselves. They don't know the real purpose of life. Okay, they are called Kripan or miserly people. कि इतना ह्यूमन बॉडी मिली, इतना मनुष्य का शरीर मिला, लेकिन उसको इतने रिसोर्सेज मिले, फैकल्टीज मिली, इतनी स्ट्रॉन्ग इंटेलिजेंस मिली, विवेक बुद्धि मिली, लेकिन उसको वेस्ट कर दिया, जैसे कृपण लोग वेस्ट कर देते हैं या उसको यूज नहीं करते. They did not use that valuable human life in achieving the real purpose of life. They wasted it. They did not use it. They are called kripan. So people that work for phal hetu are miserly people, kripan, who are not using the human life to its full potential. Okay, the full potential is, Krishna is saying that keep such harmful activities away from you, bondage related activities away from you, and just work in buddhi yoga and make your buddhi, your intelligence very much surrendered to this divine consciousness, very determined in this particular buddhi yoga consciousness. So let's read this. Mataji, please continue the paragraph.
Hare Krishna. One who has actually come to understand one's constitutional position as an eternal servitor of the Lord gives up all engagements save working in Krishna consciousness. As already explained, Buddhi Yoga means transcendental loving service to the Lord. Such devotional service is the right course of action for the living entity. Only misers desire to enjoy the fruit of their own works just to be further entangled in material bondage. Except for work in Krishna consciousness, all activities are abominable because they continually bind the worker to the cycle of birth and death. One should therefore never desire to be the cause of work. Everything should be done in Krishna consciousness for the satisfaction of Krishna. Misers do not know how to utilize the assets of riches which they acquire by good fortune or by hard labor. One should spend all energies working in Krishna consciousness, and that will make one's life successful. Like misers, unfortunate persons do not employ their human energy in the service of the Lord. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So Buddhi Yoga means transcendental service of the Lord. So basically making your intelligence fixed in Krishna consciousness is Buddhi Yoga. And then Prabhupada is saying that any work is abominable which binds you to this cycle of birth and death. We discussed that. Then lastly, Prabhupada is describing what is a miserly person. They do not utilize the assets of riches which they acquire by good fortune or by hard labor. So not only they waste human life, but whatever they've earned in this human life also they waste on useless things. They do not engage them or invest them in the higher purpose of life, which is in Krishna consciousness. So one should spend all their energies working in Krishna consciousness. Working in Krishna consciousness means to use everything, every resource, every facility, every faculty, everything that you have been given, whether it's your family members, whether it's your profession, whether it's your body, whether it's your wealth, everything in satisfying Krishna. भागवतम में एक बहुत सुंदर वर्स आती है. It binds all these together. Bhagavatam says, अथा पुंबिर्द्विजा श्रेष्ठा वर्णाश्रमा विभागशः स्वनुष्ठितस्य धर्मस्य संसिद्धिर्हरितोषणम्. So Bhagavatam says that the Dvija, the Brahmanas, they know that the best thing in this world can be achieved only by satisfying Krishna. And whether you follow Varnashram Dharma, whether you're following your, whatever professional duties, prescribed duties, social duties, whatever you're doing, unless you satisfy Hari, it does not mean anything. So, Swanushtitasya Dharmasya, the top-notch dharma is one, Samsiddhir Haritoshnam, which satisfies the Supreme Lord. So, Samsiddhir Haritoshnam, work for the satisfaction of the Supreme Lord. Employ all your energies in the service of the Lord. Let's do one more, because this is all continuing on the same theme. Buddhi yukto jahati ha, ubhe sukrita dushkrite, jahasti tasmad yogaya yujyasva, yoga karma sukaushalam. Can someone read this? You can read the whole thing.
I can read, Mataji. Translation. A man engaged in devotional service rids himself of both good and bad reactions, even in this life. Therefore, strive for yoga, which is the art of all work. Perfect. Since time immemorial, each living entity has accumulated the various reactions of his good and bad work. As such, he is continuously ignorant of his real constitutional position. One's ignorance can be removed by the instruction of the Bhagavad Gita, which teaches one to surrender unto Lord Sri Krishna in all respects and become liberated from the chained victimization of action and reaction, birth after birth. Arjun is therefore advised to act in Krishna consciousness, the purifying process of resultant action. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Krishna is giving us here the art of all work. So this is the art of work section, where Krishna says that when you work like this in my service for my satisfaction with buddhi yoga, with determination fixed on me in divine consciousness, then such a person rids himself of both good and bad reactions. So even just in one life, one can get rid of all the good and bad reactions that we have accumulated. So therefore, strive for yoga, which is the art of all work. So this is how one should work. So this is one of the benefits of Nishkam Karma that Krishna has given. Then Krishna will continue on the benefits. I'll pause here. Next couple of verses, Krishna will continue talking about the benefits of working in this way until Arjun speaks in verse 54. And then Krishna will start talking about a sober person or a sage of steady intelligence, a state of steady mind. So we'll start about that from 54. But till next 3-4 verses, Krishna will talk about the benefits of Nishkam Karma Yoga some more. So today we just understood what Nishkam Karma Yoga means, that you work for the satisfaction of Supreme. It is not only selfless work, but it is a selfless work which also satisfies the Supreme Lord. Okay, that is the real yoga. Secondly, we should not feel entitled to the results of such actions. Thirdly, we should not think that we are the cause of the results of these actions. We are not the cause of the results. Okay. Fourthly, Krishna says that
attached to your duty.
We should not be attached to inaction either. We should not be attached to not working either. So ऐसा नहीं है कि हम enjoy नहीं कर सकते उसका result या हम उसका cause नहीं है of that action or that result. Then we should think I will not work. Do not get attached to not working either. So those 4 things I mentioned, and then Krishna has elaborated on that theme in the next few verses from 47 to 51. And he will now give us more benefits of working in this mentality. So this is the mentality which we have to, mindset which we have to adopt to work. Okay, anybody who wants to share anything, questions, realizations, take home points, something that became very clear that was not clear before? Who wants to share? So shall we do one more verse then, if nobody's sharing or questions?
Mataji.
Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. I have a question. So for the karmas, I understand. The one question I have is, in this material world, many times the fruits of our action. Okay, we do action, the fruits of our action. So there is a judgment which is attached to the fruits of their action, and there is a certain level of anxiety that comes with that judgment. So how do we free ourselves of that judgment? And this may not be internal. I would want to do my actions with the detachment, without expecting any fruits, without keeping in mind what the results would be. But the world around us, they would make a judgment based on our actions and the results of their actions. So how do we free ourselves from the anxiety?
Okay, yes, Prabhuji, very nice question. And this is, thanks for asking this, because I feel that's something we are all dealing with, struggling on a daily basis. So Prabhuji, so few aspects of this. Number one, when you set out to do an action, okay, you should have the goal in mind. You should have the, what is my purpose? You should have your purpose clear, okay? So it's not like we are just shooting in the dark, okay? We should have our goal clear, okay? So keeping that, just like, for example, a student is studying, I'm just making up something, I don't know your exact situation, but let's say a student is studying for an exam. His goal should be to pass that exam, or let's say he says, I want to achieve at least 75%, or whatever he achieves. He sets a goal for himself, 90% in this exam. So he should have a goal, and then accordingly, he will adjust his routine, his lifestyle, his training, his teachers, everything. He will align everything in such a way that he can achieve that goal. So goal first, so I'm just taking you back a little bit, okay? Before the judgment comes, I'm taking you back where your action starts, okay? So when the action starts, there should be a goal in mind, okay? My goal is that I want to get 90% on this exam, this maths exam, let's say. With that goal, you start arranging things in your life, what time I wake up, what is my study schedule, my routine, everything like that, okay? Then secondly, what happens is you do your action properly with full motivation, with full concentration, with full determination, with full passion, okay? But always keeping in mind that even though I may give my full concentration, my full 100% to this action, there may be some obstacles. Number one, in performing this action completely, it's possible I may get sick before the exam comes. I may not be able to get some sleep the night before. Something may happen. Somebody else has in my household something going on that needed attention. So Prakriti may not cooperate because of Krishna's arrangement. Okay, some obstacles may come so that I may not even be able to complete this action properly. But my intention is to complete this action to the 100% of my, in such a way that my goal is fulfilled. So first of all, remember that action is completely not in my control. Moreover, action is still somewhat in your control. The result is completely not in my control. Okay, because this particular result is not directly given. Being a spiritual person, you should know this result is not given directly based on the action you just did. इस एग्जाम के बेसिस पे, इस स्टडी के बेसिस पे उसने जो पढ़ा, उसके बेसिस पे उसको 90% नहीं मिल रहा है. उसके पिछले बहुत सारे कार्मिक रिएक्शंस के सबको मिला जुला के उसको कल 90% मिलेंगे या नहीं मिलेंगे. So you understand? So we may not get a result based on this direct action. We may get a result because जो कर्मों की जो वेब है, जाल है, वो बहुत ही घना है, बहुत ही dense है. We cannot break through that web. Only Krishna knows based on what we get the results. And then there is always causeless mercy of Krishna involved. Okay, blessings of people involved. That so result is not in our hand at all. Okay, action is in our hand partially. Intention or desire or setting a goal is completely in our hand. ठीक है? I'm just telling you ये principles आगे आएंगे भगवत गीता में, मैं आपको अभी से बता रही हूँ. तो आप अपना goal अच्छे से set करो, आप action करो with full intention, with full determination, focus, concentration, with using all your faculties, your bodily, knowing your limitations, knowing your weaknesses and strength, still knowing that maybe this action may not get completed if Krishna does not want. Then third, when you have done that action, let's say पूरा अच्छे से भी कर दिया या partially जितना भी कर सकते थे कर दिया, now be free, be relaxed, don't be anxious. The result is not in your hand. As far as external judgment is concerned, people do not have this knowledge. That's why we are trying to spread this knowledge, because people tend to judge others. So we do not need to worry so much about judgment of every. Now you have to see who is judging. Okay? If it is your teachers who are giving you feedback, if it is your immediate seniors, superiors, your well-wishers, especially that are spiritually grounded people giving you some feedback, कि देवांश अगर ये काम ऐसे करते तो ज़्यादा अच्छा रहता, आगे से ये ऐसे करना, तो you can take that guidance into consideration. Okay?
Yes.
So you have to see who is judging. If these are people that have nothing to do with anything, This is just some people around in the society judging. You do not need to take their judgment into consideration. You only take grounded people that are truly your loved ones, your well-wish and loved ones bhi nahi, that are spiritually grounded in spiritual knowledge. Those people can guide you. Because you may have many questions after this. Let's say it failed, or let's say it got impartially success मिली, कि मुझे इसको दोबारा करना चाहिए या नहीं? Is this undertaking worth my time? Am I wasting my time? Should I invest my resources, my faculties in this endeavor, or would I be best used in something else? Then you can get guidance from people that know you well, that know what your desires, goals, dreams, etc. are. So, हर किसी की judgment को we don't need to take into consideration.
Yes. Thank you, Mataji. Yeah, that explains, answers the question, especially the last part where, let's say, if we fail, then what should be done next? So that helps. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Remember that 99.99% people do not have this spiritual understanding, this groundedness, this knowledge. So people are always ready to judge others. But when time comes for themselves, they become lawyers for themselves. अपने लिए lawyer बन जाते हैं, दूसरों के लिए judge. There is a tendency of, lower tendencies of gossiping, of rumor mongering. ऐसे बहुत लोग हैं. जब आपका fall होगा तो बहुत लोग खुश होंगे. There are envious people, there are all kinds of, you don't need to, there are naysayers, people that will discourage, people that will say ये नहीं कर सकता, इससे नहीं हो पाएगा. So many things. You don't need to pay heed to people that are not spiritually grounded, that cannot give you the correct understanding, correct judgment of your work or your situation, that are not your, जो आपके inner group के लोग नहीं हैं.
Yes.
You don't need to worry about outsiders.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for nice question. This is always a problem because we are always worried about कि लोग क्या कहेंगे और हमारा काम नहीं होगा ठीक से तो. So I appreciate. I think we'll stop. We have exceeded time. Next time we'll continue. Please try to remember this Karmanyavadhikaraste verse. Everyone, please put your effort in memorizing this verse and all the verses that we have memorized so far. You can memorize one verse in 1 to 2 days, but we have a week. So please try. Just need some deliberate, conscious effort outside of the class. Just invest a little time, 5 to 10 minutes every day. That's it. For 2 days. That's all. Thank you everyone for joining. Very, very grateful to each and every one of you. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories, all glories, all glories to Guru and Gauranga. Vancha kaltarubhyascha kripa sindhubheva patita nam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Gurve Gaur Chandraya Radhikaya Tadalai Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya namo namah. Hare Krishna.